right, and welcome once again. All Takes Valid, episode 15. As always, I go by Trill Trayy, joined once again with SP21 or Spence and Vick.
You know, you, you know what I mean. What I said to me. You just got to think about it.
Yeah. Anyways, so Vic, go ahead and give them the rundown.
All right. So for All Takes Valid, episode 15, today's Saturday, November 28th. The rundown that we have for today, we have the Thanksgiving recap, the
Great
COVID
games
COVID update for week 12.
for the Ravens.
Roy Jones versus Mike Tyson tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern at the Staples Center, followed by the Week 12 pick'ems, which we all know that y'all been waiting for this. Again, for all the fans, like, comment, got people that you know, put them on the channel, subscribe to the channel. We'll continue to bring out content. But with that being said, let's recap the Thursday night football game on Thanksgiving. So the first game, we had the Houston Texans beat the Detroit Lions 41-25. And followed by that, we had the football team sweep the Dallas Cowboys. They beat them 41-16, but again, they swept them in the season, and they take the division lead for the NFC least. With that being said,
and in 4 wins. Wow.
that being said, Trey, your comments, thoughts on the game. We'll start with Texans versus the Lions, and then we'll go with the football team versus the Cowboys.
Can we get a count on who had who from Tuesday's show?
We picked the Texans, but me and you picked the Cowboys.
That is
picked,
right.
and he picked
the football team.
Okay.
So once again, Thursday night strikes again.
That Elmo meme, the Elmo GIF.
Well, I mean, that's kind of with an asterisk in itself because certain game didn't get played because of certain.
You're right. We may have to hold it to Tuesday. You know what? We're holding it Tuesday.
But then again, he picked Pittsburgh though, so I guess.
Yeah.
Kind of ruined my voodoo because most likely Pittsburgh would have took that L, but you know.
Anyways, Texans.
I mean, I really don't have much to say about either of these games. I mean, they both got very lopsided very quickly. I mean, yeah, I mean, Deshaun Watson looked like Deshaun Watson, though. I can say that for the most part. Him and Fuller had a good connection. Duke Johnson scored. I mean, but it was kind of what you expected. It's the Lions. And as of today, the news came out that Matt Patricia has been fired, which is not shocking. The team has not looked good. So, I mean, I don't have much of a deep dive to go into about that game, honestly. But go ahead.
All right, Spence.
Well, what do you expect? Man, what happened? Just one team just got clicking real quick, and the other one had to slowly get it moving. Man, I don't know what happened. It's just that Matt Patricia, once again, like I said, I think the only way for the Lions to continue to move forward is they have to start new everything. So quarterback and GM, I mean not quarterback, coach, GM gone. All right, we got a new system. Now it's time to get a new quarterback, maybe, or a new something. Because I'm telling you, it's not working over there. They have to find something new. They have to.
Well, I mean, from my analysis, I mean, Trey pretty much hit it on the head. You know, Deshaun looked like himself. The Will Fuller definitely came to play. I believe he had 6 receptions for, can't say, don't quote me exactly, but I think it was 171. So he had a good game. Other than that, um, I was surprised in terms of like the rush offense. Then, I mean, both teams are bad at it, but neither one, from what I recall, I don't think they had a 100-yard rusher from the stats that I've seen. But again, it was expected for the Houston Texans to win. I'm glad to see that there wasn't a the per usual where the opposite team that everybody expects to win on the Thursday night football game um, wins. So, and I'm definitely happy for him. I'm sure I was, never, happy about, somebody getting decide that they want to hire in the offseason and who's going to step up as the interim head coach. I didn't hear any word on that. I don't know if y'all did.
Nah, not yet.
Um, but I guess with that being said, nothing much else to talk about on that one.
Those are real troopers.
Shout out to Duke Johnson. He had a decent game. But that reception, I think it was like 40 some yards or something like that. But outside of that, going to the football team beating Dallas in Dallas. What are your thoughts on that, Spencer?
So why that fake punt? Why that one of all of them? Why that one? Why that one? You lost more yards than doing it. Why that one? But okay, sure. Gibson scored 3 touchdowns on Thanksgiving. The only player to do that was Randy, and it was against the Cowboys. So I don't think Thanksgiving has been good to the Cowboys lately. But man, it was check down. Check
the Cowboys lately.
Not really, but Thanksgiving is starting to be a tradition there. This is their second one. Because remember they lost to the Bills last year. Man, it's just that I think he was trying. I think Mike McCarthy was trying too hard or just trying too much. Because he's doing all these fakes and all that. I'm like, the quarterback you could do all this is out. So I don't know why we're doing this. Zeke is fumbling. You're like, man, what happened? It was the money, huh? But to make a long story short, gentlemen, Alex Smith, check downs, Gibson. And that's it, man.
All right. Trey?
The Cowboys, they're showing why they're America's team, quote unquote. Yeah, I mean, this is how the Cowboys have looked more or less all season. Zeke hasn't looked very Zeke-like all season. I mean, I know Dalton came back last week and gave them a little bit of a jolt, but yeah, they just got bullied this one. Hate to see it, even though I don't hate to see it. I love to see it. Dallas is one of those teams that, based on their fan base, whenever they take a L, I mean, it's well welcomed over here. So, I mean, yeah, Mike McCarthy. I mean, he'll probably get another chance just because it's his first year there, but I don't think that's going to work long term either. They're going to have to regroup in Dallas as well. I feel like not much.
And they're still not going to pay.
And I thought, and the fact that they're only a game back in the division, And
It's
I
crazy.
tried to buy into them last week and say that I thought they might be the team, but I think I'm flipping with Vick now. I think the football team with Alex Smith is going to be the team.
We'll see, man. We'll see, man.
So my thoughts on the game. For one, uh, I didn't really think that, I think pretty much everybody's pretty much on the same board with what happened in this game. Coaching, definitely a big factor. And basically turning the tide of the game um, towards the DC Washington football team. Um, Andy Dalton he had a decent game. 25 out of 35, 215, one touchdown, one interception. Zeke, definitely the shocker, 10 carries for 32 yards, 3.2 yards per carry. And obviously everybody's been talking about those fumbles that he's been having. So that's been a problem. Amari Cooper was the highlight of the offense, 6 receptions, 112.
Yeah.
Outside of that, shout out to Antonio Gibson, my running back, fantasy football, got me 41 points, 3 touchdowns, 20 carries for 115. And Alex Smith, he did his thing. He didn't, cost the game for the football team. He made the right decisions. And of course, he threw an interception. But ultimately, coaching was a big factor. But the biggest shout out I want to give is to Terry McLaurin with that chase down.
Oh, yeah. We got Smith. He said, no.
Yeah, that chase down that he had. I forgot the linebackers name. Jalen Smith.
Yeah, Jalen Smith.
That was, wasn't like the DK Metcalf one, but
no, but it's still impressive.
Effort. I mean,
yeah.
Zach Vanderbosch or whatever his name is.
Yeah,
the one that was neck.
Yeah.
He could have slowed him down, or he could have at least tried to, put a body on him to slow him down or something like that as soon as he got the interception. But he gave up and obviously let Terry McLaurin, just go ahead and chase down Jalen Smith, which Jalen Smith does not. I think he ran a 4.5 in the 40. He doesn't look anything like a 4.5. And we all know, Terry McLaurin ran a 4.3, but still, I don't know. He didn't look like a 4.5. He looked like a 4.8, 4.9 type speed.
Speed.
Yeah. Definitely, again, DC swept the Dallas Cowboys in the division. It's good for them. But as Trey and Spence, I've mentioned, the division is still close. So a couple losses here and there. It could swing the tie back towards Philly or possibly to the Giants. But I like what I'm seeing from the Washington football team, especially from Chase Young and the rest of that defense of how they just been playing as a collective group. So that's all I got to say about that. Anything else anybody have to add to it? Or
Lions fans are probably the strongest NFL fans that I ever know.
Yeah,
hey, 0-16, man. Even Miami.
I'm talking
even
about,
Miami was one
true, I'm talking about true diehard Lions fans.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They lived through 0-16 season.
They have a special place in my heart because man, you had one thing going and it just went away. After that, y'all was just like, man, my heart goes out to them. That's it, man.
All right. So I guess we should go on to the next topic, which is the unfortunate but expected topic of every week, COVID updates for week 12. We'll go ahead and start with Trey because I know he has a lot to say.
Yeah. So Thursday night, Steelers and Ravens. Sunday afternoon, Steelers and Ravens. Oh wait, no, now it's Tuesday night, Steelers. What's going on, man? I just it's a lot of inconsistency to me when it comes to the decisions as far as if we're going to postpone a game or not. And it's coming up again because I don't know if you guys just seen it came out a couple hours ago that the Denver Broncos don't have an eligible quarterback. But they're not going to postpone their game. They're going to make them figure it out. But Baltimore, I just there's no consistency there. So, I mean, the 49ers had the situation happen earlier in the season where they had to play shorthanded.
Yep.
Then you did have a game before that with Pittsburgh and Tennessee Titans where they did postpone their game. So it's like everything seems like it's a case by case basis, or there's no real understanding to me of what they're doing. Like I don't get it. Pittsburgh, they got fined for earlier in the season, Tomlin and players not wearing a mask. And then the team was fined, and then Tomlin himself was fined $100,000.
No, bro.
The Raiders lost draft compensation. So it's just like I don't get it. Roger Goodell has to make I need some clarity with when it comes to the whole COVID procedure and everything, because it seems like he's just making it up as he goes, and I guess doesn't matter more if you're a star player or you're not a star player. That's what it's kind of seeming like to me at this point, because if the Broncos have to play tomorrow without a quarterback, what does that tell me? It just seems like I won't even say favoritism. I'm just saying, like, I don't know. It's not making sense. There's nothing about the whole process is clear. There's no clarity.
All right. Spence?
Find them something. Something has to give, because people are not taking this seriously. Like, a lot of people are just, now sometimes some things may come up and probably during play, but like if you're like everything allows you, like how all three of your quarterbacks are ineligible because they're around somebody that had it. So how is that possible? You're not wearing your mask. Come on, man. Like, a lot of things. I don't know what's the whole policy about it, because like you say, Trey, like the Raiders get draft compensation. Tomlin get fined 100K. Like, it's kind of weird, and it doesn't make sense. I think it's just ratings because of the like team's revenue, because of television. But other than that, man, I don't have any news other than those. And yeah, those are really it that I know of. I mean, more are coming in, but that's really all I know. But yeah, they gotta do something about this.
Well, me and Trey, we were discussing this early on, especially when it first hit, and Spence, you were in that group chat with us while we were discussing it. But as I agree with Trey. Just a lot of inconsistencies. I know the Raiders were definitely having a lot of issues, and I understood at that point where they got fined because they had multiple cases of where they did it in like consecutive weeks. Like, I think it was like 3 or 4 straight weeks where they had those COVID issues and they weren't getting anything done. The Steelers, I can't really give so much feedback. I just remember when that happened and they, hit, Mike Tomlin with the fine. So I can't say if there was any previous incidents. Ravens, I can't really say too much. I know last week or the week before, but Marlon Humphrey, he wasn't able to play because of COVID. And I think Patrick Queen and somebody else was in jeopardy of missing the game, but it was against the Colts. He was able to play. So I think it was 2 weeks ago. But as far as things go, like my whole thing is like the NFL or just NFL teams, they're supposed to be able to monitor these players and coaches. And, as I was telling Trey, it seems like with the coaches, like they're more lenient towards the coaches, but when the players do it, it's the NFL comes down harder on them. But the thing is like they test the players and coaches before they go into the building. So how are they allowing these players and coaches to get in the building and then therefore spreading the coronavirus amongst other players? Like it to me, I feel like there's maybe some people not, maybe the testings might not be entirely accurate or whatever, however they're going about the screening for
Right.
COVID. I feel like that may be flawed because it just doesn't make any sense to because originally it wasn't a player, it was a coach,
Mhm.
the strength and conditioning coach for the Baltimore Ravens. He
Right.
was the one that had COVID and then spread like a wildfire the rest of the players. Um, Lamar and the rest of the crew had, got tested for COVID
Right.
or in high risk close contact. Um, to say so, it's just like to me, it's just I don't understand what's going on with these NFL teams of how they're like the testing. It doesn't seem like it's legitimate because how are you allowing these players and coaches to get in the building and therefore causing other players to, it's redundant, but it's frustrating, it's aggravating, and I know Trey, as a Steelers fan, he's aggravated, but still I'm aggravated too because it's like this stuff should be like we were doing pretty good up
We
until this
were.
point, and now it's just like maybe the teams are being a little bit relaxed on the protocols, or I don't know, but it's
Well,
just
I did hear that, and this isn't just me because I was a Steelers fan, but no, I heard something come up that I guess it was a particular staff member came out and admitted that they weren't following certain protocols. Is kind of what happened. So that's what I'm saying. If that does turn out to be the case and true, then you guys need to have some same type of punishment. Oakland lost a draft pick for it.
yeah,
Tennessee
I
got
agree.
fined for theirs. We got fined. So it's like, again,
I
consistency.
agree.
You can't pick and choose who you want to punish. Like I just got another update on my phone right now. The Broncos are gonna have to play tomorrow, and their running back Royce Freeman is gonna be their quarterback. So my question is, why not cater to them like you did, you guys, and push
Make
their
it
game back? Just saying, it's nothing. It's not
make it
consistent.
I think they can make that like a Thursday night football game, like push it back, or a Friday
Yeah,
game.
because you guys aren't even playing Thursday anymore.
No,
Because you guys are supposed to play the Cowboys on Thursday.
yep, and they're moving
Because
that.
you're playing Tuesday. So that's what I'm saying though, but it's inconsistent. And that's what makes me kind of think, is it just because it's Lamar and you guys are still like a playoff team? The Broncos are pretty much out, so you don't really care about them. But
Could be.
that shouldn't matter. It has to be consistent across the board. The team shouldn't matter. The
Record
star
them.
power shouldn't matter.
But it shouldn't matter. They're still NFL players.
So I don't know. Yeah, this is the first deep dive of COVID. Like usually it's just like this person has COVID, but no, like it's becoming an issue now.
Yeah,
And then
Yeah, it's happening.
and then to go further, so there's been talk of the possibility of two things. They keep talking about this 18th week, which how do you have an 18th week? There's that,
I mean,
or the even worse scenario, which will only really hurt us in Kansas City potentially, is they're talking about for this season because of the situation adding the eighth seed to each conference. And basically there will be no number, like the benefit of being the number one seed would go out the window at that point,
Pretty much.
which I
yeah,
think would be bullshit. So it's like we're undefeated at this point for no reason, because if not to say that we were going to end up being the one seed, but at this point it kind of looking that way, or us or KC is how it's looking. So either one, if they were to do that, go that route, neither team gets that bye, neither team gets that benefit of having the season that we've had. So it just messes up a lot of stuff. It's crazy. But I mean, I don't blame I guess you can blame the players or whatever because you don't know what they're doing. Like,
They're not taking it seriously.
and the thing is, the NFLPA, they turned down the idea. They were initially going to have a situation where it wasn't going to be like a bubble per se, but they were going to have to quarantine in the hotels where they're at. Like, so basically, we're going to play the game, and then they were going to be in the like. Basically, after they play their game Sunday, they can go do whatever they want. Realistically, there's no real mandate on them. It's not like the NBA was, so it's like there's no lockdown.
True.
Like
Yeah.
Cam
I mean,
Newton,
that's how it works.
how Cam Newton contracted him and Stephon Gilmore. They went out to dinner or whatever the case was, and I mean, the media tried to make it seem like they were out partying, but essentially they just went out to dinner
I
and
think
like
that's all.
and like somebody else said though, it's not. I don't think people are out there purposely trying to catch it.
Yeah, yeah, of
I mean,
course.
I'm sure because realistically, you can wash your hands, you can wipe down surfaces, you can do all that stuff and still
Still
catch it.
can track it.
So
Right.
like, I don't know, it's crazy. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
I'm just saying for like people.
It's such a big thing still. Like,
Yeah.
I remember when we first like it's been almost a year at this point, which is fucking nuts. But it's like
I know.
when you when we first heard about the whole thing, COVID, initially was in China, and I'm like, man, that sucks. But I'm like, it's the furthest thing from my mind because it's just like it's so far away, so far over there, other side of the world, and then here we are, months later, wearing masks, limited capacity, your whole life is changed in some aspect. Whether you're a person who don't believes in wearing masks or believes it's real or you don't, you're affected still in some way.
Yep. Yep.
But
Yeah, just to piggyback off of that.
yeah.
Sorry.
No, you good.
Just to, just to piggyback off of that, we spoke about this early on in one of our early episodes when we were first talking about COVID, and I was basically talking about like again what Trey was talking about with the whole NBA, like the restrictions that the NBA did with the whole bubble, and it's just like yeah, the players can do all that they possibly can to make sure that they don't get COVID, but what about their wife? What about their girlfriend? What about their kids? Like, we don't know if like they got COVID or if they get in close contact with somebody and then they just happen to go home. But I think the NFL should do that. But again, it's a tougher.
It's a
Scenario.
bunch of cities. It's a bunch of like and then different cities too. Even at that, like we're in Florida.
Yeah.
We're less strict than like California. My buddy just came from California. He said like they're heavy, like they're still like fines are still being given, like they're really enforcing like the mask and everything. Here not so much anymore. Like some places I go in the store, I still wear my mask. I was like kids and stuff like that. But certain people they don't feel like it's such a big deal. They'll go in the store without a mask and it's not being mandated anymore out here. So to each their own. You take the risk you feel like whatever. So that plays in the factor too. I mean,
it's kind of crazy, like just how you were talking about like Florida in particular. Like, I don't think we've really heard anything COVID related towards any of the Florida teams. Miami, Jacksonville, Tampa. Like, I haven't heard any of COVID issues, and we haven't been so strict on it, but we've been pretty good on it. Like, that's just what I've seen. Well, at least what I've seen and from the things that I've heard. But yeah, that's all I got to say about that.
Yeah.
So just something up north or in the West Coast, I don't know what they're doing, but obviously we're doing it good down here, and over there they're struggling.
Yeah, I don't know. That is a true point though. Yeah. Dolphins, they haven't had any real people that I know contracted yeah, you're right. I haven't heard any real cases. Like obviously the teams have had injuries, but they've none of them have been like COVID related. They've been like Tua is doubtful for tomorrow now.
Yeah.
Obviously Mayfield was hurt for the longest.
So you got Frick.
A bunch of injuries, but again, none of the injuries for any of the Florida teams were COVID related. They were just football, injury related.
It seems like a regular season for all the Florida teams, to be honest. Yeah. It seems like a regular season for all the Florida teams, to be honest. To be honest. like COVID wise.
Yeah.
Still got a
Yeah.
restriction, but it seems like that. But
Well, yeah, the Dolphins the best team in Florida. That's usual.
That's the reason I approve this message.
You want to argue?
You want to argue?
I could, but I'm not going to.
Oh,
All right. When you're ready, let me know.
Last I
we
checked,
did.
we beat y'all last time, so we'll stick with that.
Who?
Wait till we get a Monday night game. Let's see who really stands tall.
Yeah, when we play head to head, then we can definitely have the bragging rights to talk about that. But right now, we still got bragging rights from last time we beat y'all, so I'm gonna leave it like that.
Well, all right. I believe that's it. That's all I got for COVID. The Pittsburgh Steelers right now are slated to play the Ravens as a Tuesday, if anything doesn't change again, because I don't even want to, it's changed so many times at this point. It's like, I don't even care.
Hey, Trey, real quick, I seen that Pittsburgh Stephon Tuitt is he, because I know he's on the reserve list.
Yeah, he's on the COVID reserve list.
So
It didn't say that he actually contracted COVID, but I know he was being put on the list.
Yeah, and
But it's pretty much him. It's basically like three of our Isaiah Bucks, like all of our nose tackles, which is crazy. So, but that's usually how it happens. That's usually how it spreads. It's like, because the individual groups, like let's say a linebacker has it, they have to quarantine pretty much all the linebackers to make sure, because the people that are in close contact, that's usually how it works. So like if a quarterback had it, they're going to look at all the QBs, the QB room. So this is pretty much what happened with that. The only person I can say for a fact that I know has tested positive is James Conner, which again, as I alluded to off the air, as far as like on the field wise, I'm kind of glad he's not going to play, just because I want to see what Benny Snell and Anthony McFarland can actually offer to the run game, because I'm not the huge, biggest James Conner fan. But health-wise, knowing that he has previously had cancer, it is something to monitor, because those people are more susceptible to have COVID hit them harder than, other than the normal average person. So that's something to monitor. But yeah, I'm done with this whole COVID talk. It's really
the fact that James Conner actually got tested for COVID. He is out 10 days, so he'll definitely miss this game and next game for sure. Unless y'all have like a Thursday night game, like next Thursday.
Well, like
no.
Yeah, that's a good thing that helped y'all, because Lamar, if they didn't push the game back, Lamar would have missed yesterday, and then he would have missed Thursday against Dallas.
Yep.
But now we play Tuesday, he'll miss that game, and as long as he doesn't have any positive tests, you guys will be able to play whenever y'all play Dallas. I believe they pushed it back to Monday.
The last one that I got to for COVID is Teron Armstead for the New Orleans Saints. I don't know if he got tested for it or if he was in close contact. So it's either 5 days or 10 days. It's all depending on if he actually had COVID or if he's just in close proximity to another player or a coach that had COVID. So, all right. On to the next topic.